Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to the Zelda Twilight Princess livestream playthrough. It is with great pleasure that I return to you now, because doing these long sessions of Twilight Princess, well, typically they're long. Ideally, they are long, but they don't always end up being long. It does at times depend on my mood on whatever day I'm recording it. But I do actually have fond memories of my previous recordings in this series, as well as Wind Waker. Unfortunately, none of those remain on the channel, but I will do Wind Waker again in the future. But yeah, I have a lot of fondness for it, and this is the first time that I'm doing one of those recordings here in my new recording space. It's been roughly 6 months since Part 8 was recorded, and the reason why it has been so long is not just because I moved. There were other reasons, other factors involved in the neglect of this game, and it actually did not relate to any lack of interest in Twilight Princess or anything like that. It had everything to do with the fact that I, for a period of months, was unable to record games on my older systems, because I wasn't able to set up my older television. But now I can do that. I will actually shout out someone's comment. I just saw it now because I was opening up my mobile Twitch dashboard on my phone. In response to my most recent VOD upload, which was Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the 6th VOD of the livestream series of Castlevania, Darth Ruley says, "Love your videos, your voice is magnificent. Most streamers be so damn loud for no reason." Well, you know why they're so damn loud? It's because that's how they think they're going to retain people's attention and interest. And perhaps in some respects they are correct, but that's not the way I do things. I think you'd probably struggle to imagine me yelling excitedly into a fucking microphone, wouldn't you? Well, it's because I'm not that. I don't come here and, psych myself up to entertain a bunch of kids, because as far as I'm concerned, that's the sort of audience that would enjoy that sort of behavior. I just sit in front of a camera and chat, and this is how it is. It harkens back to the way Let's Plays were done. Let's Plays were a rather casual setting. You weren't sitting here, there was technically a structure and a formula to it, but it was still rather casual. You weren't sitting there, screaming at your audience, unless you yourself were genuinely a hyperactive person, and that's how things used to be. If you were actually a hyperactive person, that's how you would do your videos, but unless you were, you'd just talk like a normal human being, honestly. Now, I did mention at the end of the last recording in this series that I would consider, between the recording of that video and the recording of this one, whether or not I would actually do some hard piece collection in Part 9. I've made the decision that I will not be doing that. The reason why is because I haven't played in a while, and I just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy progressing through the game, rather than pulling up a heart piece guide and going from one place to the next. It's not the most enjoyable part of the game for me. I'm not filled with excitement in undertaking that process, so I'm not going to be doing it. As I understand it, we did the, what's it called, Snow Peak Temple? Well, it's the temple in Snow Peak. I don't remember the actual name of the temple for some reason. It does escape my mind at this time, but do I have access to a map? I do. Of course I do. So, Peak Province, Snow Peak. Does the temple have a name that I can maybe it's the Snow Peak Manor or something like that? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm referring to. That's what's important. We did that in the previous recording. We do have a marker denoting the position of the temple in question. I don't know if that changes color depending on whether or not we've cleared it. My initial feeling upon first blush would have to be that it's always purple whether you've completed it or not. If we have indeed done that dungeon, which I know for certain we have, our next dungeon from memory will be the Sacred Grove Temple, the Temple of Time. It's technically in the Sacred Grove. We need to make our way back to Farron Woods and all of that to actually access it. So that is where we will be heading. Oh, well, what's this about? There isn't actually a dungeon here. We do need to go to Lake Hylia to access a dungeon, maybe? Well, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to return to Hyrule Castle. We will do some warping. I need to make sure that I'm sufficiently distant from any possible witness to my magical abilities before warping. And we will travel to Castle Town. We are headed for Telma's Bar. I'm going to allow myself to be apprised of the situation. What is our next objective? And generally that takes place by way of an absence of one of the people who should otherwise be at Telma's Bar, and then we're told, yeah, this guy's gone off to check out this place, and then we investigate on the map where that might be. I have come to deliver a letter. Well, it's not really entirely necessary for a postman who's running around screaming my name to then proceed to say, I have come to deliver a letter. I mean, you are a postman, and you would have no business with me outside of delivering letters, but thank you for your willingness to make it abundantly clear to me as to what your life's goal and objective and task is. Well, my business is concluded. Onward to mail. Goodbye. You short pants wearing man. Now, where am I going? Here we go, letters. Maybe the icon with a letter on it, Doomlink. Agatha's dream. Yeah, she had a dream, alright. If it didn't involve me, then I don't want to know about it. Agatha had a dream last night. Agatha will speak in the third person because Agatha has a profound mental disability. Butterflies surrounded Agatha and lifted her up to the sky. As she waved to the people below in Castle Town, she could see so many people, some waving back, others staring wide-eyed. Agatha flew in a big circle above Hyrule Field, and the butterflies formed into a bed beneath her and said, "Let's play again." That sounds rather sinister. Maybe in my own warped mind, but yeah, that's sinister. Sinister as hell. Keep away from them. I mean, who's to say that they're going to lay you down gently next time? What if they just drop you out of the fucking sky? Soon they faded away and she woke up in her own bed. Oh, Agatha wants so badly to fly in the sky. Well, I'm glad it had such an acute effect on you that you felt it necessary to pen a letter addressed to me. A letter which, incidentally, I really could have done quite well never having read, because it was totally irrelevant and uninteresting. Moving forward, we do have a letter from Yita. Whoa, sorry. I don't know if that created the same sound that I just heard in my own ears, but that was a funny sound. Like sort of a, well, I suppose it would be glass rubbing against foam. That is precisely what I just did. You have to understand that I'm not really used to my microphone being where it is. I'm also not used to the microphone being physically wider, or the diameter being greater than it previously was. So, just getting used to that as well. I feel bad. You paid me visit, and I not much help. I feel better now. Husband and I sled lots now. Very much fun. Link, you should join us at Snow Peak sometime. I actually quite like this because it shows that the game has a certain degree of self-awareness. Of course, from a gamer's perspective, gamers can either take everything at face value or sort of pick things apart. So, one such as me, for example, would pick it apart, not in a really negative sense, but sort of as an amusing point, would say, well, geez, that woman just led us on a wild goose chase the whole time during the dungeon and then turned into the boss. I mean, she was not really of much help. In fact, she was pretty much the entire reason why we had to go through that ordeal at all. And again, she She herself recognizes that and sends us a letter, basically, apologizing for that. And I like it. I like it when that happens. Anyway, come to think of it, is the game alright visually? Is it too bright? Is it too dark? Should I touch the brightness settings? I have a vague recollection of keeping it at 0. In other words, the brightness slider. Quite frankly, I think I would do well to lower the brightness just slightly. I will do that. Because it's been so long since I recorded it, or recorded this game rather, and because I've been recording so many other games as well, I don't remember exactly how I like to set my brightness settings for this particular game. So, I'm going to make a small adjustment. I just took note of the fact that the buttons looked a little bit too bright. Now I can assure you that it is actually getting darker. Just as a natural result of the sun going down. It didn't just go from dusk to night by way of my brightness slider. Just in case you needed clarification on that point. Alright. Now, we are heading for Telma's Bar. We do know where we need to go. I also seem to remember that we ended up financing the... Yes, we fully financed Marlow Mart and its appearance, or rather, establishment in this place, Castle Town. Now, I'm sorry, but that... It looks more like a photograph than a painting, but just... From a distance, it looks like he's not wearing a shirt, and it's just weird. That fucking photo over there of him, it's just unpleasant to look at. Anyway, I can't afford the magic armor, obviously, and this is not all that exciting a shop in general, in terms of what they sell. Seems like the allure has a lot less to do with what they sell, and a whole lot more to do with the dancing and the music and the environment. It's all about the energy, man. It's not about the wares, it's about the vibe. Anyway. Enjoy the fact that I'll never return that. Because I don't think I'm going to buy the magic armor, and again, I can go to basically any shop to get that stuff that they were selling outside of the magic armor, and I don't find myself wanting to go back there, so... If that has left you mortified, then shit, you're just gonna have to move on, aren't you? We all have things we have to deal with in life, and while it gives me no pleasure to have added to your personal list of difficulties and struggles, sometimes you just have to deal with it. How's that Ilya doing, honey? I haven't checked in with her. But she will recover her memory soon. Well, spoilers. I'm sure that shaman will find a way to get her memory back. That Renato is a talented man, for sure. Yes, and I'm sure his talents do not stop at his ability to look after... Well, no, actually, his ability to look after women is entirely the point that I was about to make, so yeah, that is the beginning and the end of his talents, especially in regards to this lady here. Anyway, honey, you've got your own things to worry about. So you just make sure you do what needs doing right now, okay? That was very articulately put. Hey honey, if you're up in the air about where to go next, maybe you ought to go talk to Russell. That's exactly how you spell that name. He's in Hyrule's southern wood right now, checking out the lay of the land. If you need detailed directions, just take a peek at that map on the table. That is why we are here. Actually, I probably don't need to come here, but it feels more deliberate and better to come here first, just so that I can have it marked on my map and all of that. I don't believe for one moment that if I didn't actually take the time to come here, and I skipped this and instead went straight to where that marker is, that Russell wouldn't be there. I find that hard to imagine. I wonder if the sacred grove that Russell mentioned is near this mark. It probably is. I've just got a feeling. In fact, you know what? I don't just have a feeling. I've been there. And I can tell you that that's where it is. This is our second visit to the sacred grove. If it were our first, then we wouldn't have the Master Sword. Or someone else would have just picked it up for us and brought it to us. Imagine if that happened. Imagine if instead of us drawing... No, that's a stupid idea. What a ridiculous notion. We have to physically take it out of the pedestal because we are the hero of time, or the hero of whatever the hell we are in this game. Hero of Twilight, I guess? Yeah. I remember talking about that in, if not a previous recording in this particular livestream playthrough, then in a previous Twilight Princess livestream playthrough. I wasn't too sure what we were the hero of here, but I guess it has to be Twilight, doesn't it? I briefly lost connection on my television, but it seems that it did not affect what you guys were seeing, so that's good. I've just realized there is actually... What's this about? I'm trying to work out why there are black bars on the top and bottom of the video. I don't know why I didn't notice that until now, but I definitely need to fix that. Seems that whatever I have marked as my Japanese GameCube crop is actually what I want to be doing. Yes, that makes sense. So what I had actually selected was the PAL 50 Hz aspect ratio, whereas this here is the NTSC aspect ratio. Now we're under control. That's how I wanted to crop this. Very good. I'm glad I noticed that, otherwise I would have had an entire recording with those black bars on the top and bottom, which isn't very nice. I can't imagine it would have totally ruined your viewing experience, but it would have ruined mine. Because I'm the guy making the content, right? So it's rather bothersome when things aren't as good as they should be. I think we can warp now. Let's go and warp over to Farron Woods. No, not that one. And quite appropriately, we do have a warp point very close to where we need to go. If you're wondering if we have enough heart containers to progress, the answer is yes. We'll be alright. I have actually picked up a few heart pieces. If I hadn't gone out of my way to pick up any heart pieces, we would have probably 3 or 4 less heart containers than we have right now, so I don't mind my current count. It seems fair to me. Now we are heading in the right direction. I don't really want to be in Wolf-Link form though. No, don't warp, please. That is an unfortunate accident that I just committed. Alright, yes. Occasionally I will be moving my camera in a direction that I don't intend to move it. Come to think of it, you can actually see everything on the screen right now. I don't feel like I'm too far in the corner, and I also am not covering the rupee count at all. I mean, look at this. No, the other way. The other way. There's like this open space, very conveniently, right where the rupee counter is, and I like that. Hello, Russell. It has been a while since we took a walk in the forest, huh? Yes, and how our world has changed. I don't know when he became so moody and mysterious. He doesn't feel very warm. He used to be a much warmer character, I feel. Anyway. I knew you would come. I have heard of your brave acts from Telma. You're not even making eye contact with me. Did we have an awkward moment? I've known her circle of friends since my youth, and of late we have begun to work toward a common goal. So, let me tell you a story. Oh, now it's story time. You haven't even so much as looked at me in the eyes, and now you want to tell me a story. We're supposed to be friends, man. Do you know about the far side of this deep gorge? Some say there is an ancient temple deep in the woods that guards a sacred tower. The ancestors of the Hylians created the temple. Signs of their civilization, ancient but very sophisticated, are everywhere. If someone could obtain the power of those ancient people, well, I'm sure it would go a long way towards saving Hyrule. Link, would you take on this task? Would you cross the gorge and find the ancient power sleeping in the temple? Yeah. I knew you would. To cross the gorge, just use my partner here. I wish I could produce that sound with my fingers, and furthermore, continue producing it after having removed my fingers and stopped making a whistling sound with my mouth. You know, it just starts to do it on its own. It's very convenient. Do you doubt my partner's skills? No. I don't doubt your partner's skills at all. But I do wonder why you have a golden chicken that answers your call. So earnestly. He flies like a dream, believe me. Well, you will definitely make it across the gorge. Wait and see, my doubting friend. I think you've made that decision all on your own, that I'm doubting the abilities of your chicken friend. Can I just say, the chicken doesn't seem too impressed with what's going on. If I were in the chicken's position, I wouldn't be all that happy either, but this is supposed to be the guy's pet. And he seems to be quite content to have me basically scare the chicken half to death. I'm simply using it as a tool, and he's A-okay with that. I understand. I don't know why. I'm really, really glad that it's not affecting the recording, but for some reason I keep losing connection on my television, and I just don't know why. It's one of those things relating to my Elgato Game Capture HD, my original one that I use for older recordings, that I just can't seem to get. I can't wrangle it. I need control of my capture card, but it just keeps on bucking up in weird ways. Sometimes it'll lose connection to my actual computer, then other times it'll lose connection to my television. I've got no idea what's causing it this time. It's constantly flickering right now. And that's a real concern. When I say it's constantly flickering, I mean that at this stage it's unplayable. Like, I cannot actually play the game at this stage because I need to try and troubleshoot this. Let me think about it. It wouldn't be the HDMI connection. What could possibly be causing it is the HDMI connection into the Elgato, but as far as the connection into the television, it should be fine. There's also a slight, a very remote possibility that it has to do with the connection to the computer, but in my opinion, if what you're seeing is completely unaffected, it must have something to do with the HDMI connection, because basically I run component into the Elgato, and then that signal is sent to the computer, and then I run an HDMI signal out of that into my television, and that HDMI signal is what I use to play the game, quite obviously. I wish you could see what's going on here. Basically, it appears for about a third of a second, goes blank for a full second, and then appears for another third of a second, then goes blank. It's just flickering at this stage. And to say that it's unplayable is really an understatement. This didn't happen with Symphony of the Night, so I don't know why it's happening with the GameCube. My only recourse at this stage is to try and fix it. Unfortunately, because I'm live, that basically requires me to disappear for a short moment. But yeah, I actually can't continue like this, so I'll see what I can do. Sorry, I just realized that I probably cut myself off there because I do have a delay on my audio. Yeah, I will see what I can do, and I will see you in a moment. Yes, one moment, please. I'm glad that the Elgato is assisting in allaying your concerns. Alrighty. Now we're kind of in the shit, because I have to actually open the software separately, I think, to try and get it to initialize. If it doesn't initialize, it instead wants to shit itself because it's okay, no, it is initializing through the software, separate to OBS, which is good. I honestly think that it does have something to do with the fact that it's connecting to my computer, and that seems to be strongly disagreeing with the HDMI connection. Why is it doing that? It's stretching my view for some reason. Why? And you can't see it, but fuck me sideways. This is actually illogical. Check this out. This is amazing. I take no pleasure in the fact that things don't work properly, but check this out. This is the sort of thing that I have to deal with. Once it does actually display itself, of course. It'll happen in a moment. Oh no, it's actually fine now. For some reason it was in a stretched viewing mode. It's like stretched to 16:9 almost. It looked ridiculous. Anyway, it's fine now. Let's cross our fingers and hope that it's not going to have a problem going forward. I don't know. You know what it all has to do with? This is what's great about the Elgato Game Capture HD. In every single regard, it is the best video recording capture card for any console that doesn't use HDMI. It is just phenomenal. It's amazing. But there is a physical issue with the board, with the PCB. They didn't properly solder the mini USB port onto the board properly. And so it wiggles ever so slightly. And because the connection, the physical connection, is not good, it actually causes a whole host of issues that, I regret to say, make it much less than the best possible capture card. Now, I do intend to at some point open the capture card and try to fix that shit, but anyway. I do need to do my delays again. Possibly, actually no, that's not necessary. No, that should be fine. I shouldn't need to do my delays again. I'll actually do a quick check just in case. Cool. Let's now resume. I'm sorry for that little distraction. The TV's A-okay again. I just don't fucking know. I need the chicken again. Hello. Thank you for not flying away. You are very obedient. Of course, time itself did stop while I was in the menu screen, but it had every opportunity to escape my clutches. Between, well, when I was actually in the game, moving around and not abusing the chicken. But it chose to remain in place, because its master had commanded it to be abused by me. A rather tragic story, I must say. Hey, Ethan. Thanks for lurking, I guess. Ethan, you didn't need to tell me that you were lurking. I mean, well, I suppose you want me to know that you're watching, but that you're not actually going to say anything. But the reality is that, well, no, I suppose you do usually let me know when you're actually here, so... Anyway. Hello. So here we are back in the Sacred Grove. I do think we have to play the game with the Skull Kid again. Yeah, we do. It's a little different this time. I think it goes on for longer. It might be slightly more difficult. I think when we were last here we did have the bow. Whether or not that's helpful or not, I couldn't say. I'm not too sure. We will find out. What I will say is that it may even be easier to follow him because it's nighttime. This time. We can actually follow the light of his little lantern. As you can see, he is over this way. You can also listen for him, but my game volume's not super loud. A little background noise like that might not be all that audible. Hello. I just decapitated you with the Master Sword and you're just laughing and jumping around. I don't know if you're the most masochistic creature that's ever appeared in the Zelda series or if you're actually really quite sturdy. I would imagine that it would be the latter. Maybe he's the secret final boss of Twilight Princess, and none of us ever knew. Well, at least he's not running around with the Majora's Mask on. As you can see, I'm not dealing with any of these arseholes chasing me because I'm not going to get out of... Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to get anything out of attacking them, so... Not even peace of mind, because as I understand it, they do infinitely spawn. Or infinitely respawn, I suppose. Where did the Skull Kid go? He's not here. I'm trying to find his lantern light. There it is. Over here. Oh, hello. I think I do need to use the bow for this. I'm not going to use the Gale Boomerang. I think the Gale Boomerang would just... That would be a little rude, wouldn't it? Hit him over the back of the head with a fucking piece of wood. It's not the most courteous gesture. Although neither is lodging an arrow between his eyes, so I don't really know what point I'm trying to make here. I suppose the point is that if you're going to physically harm the person, you may as well go the whole way. I'm now referring to the Skull Kid as a person. Is he relatable enough to be referred to as a person? I don't know. Skull Kids are people too? I don't know. I don't think anyone has ever advocated for Skull Kids to be treated equally or with any degree of respect. Especially not after what happened in Majora's Mask, but... You know, that was one Skull Kid. It's unfair for him to represent the entire Skull Kid race. If it's a race. I don't know if it's a race or an adjective, really, but... doesn't matter. I'm not up on my Zelda lore, what can I say? They probably do have an official name. I would suggest that Skull Kid is a little more colloquial. Shall we light this? Don't do that. Stop it. There we go. This will just be rupees, I would imagine. He's on top of the chest. I can't see anything. There we go. Bombs, well, I actually would have preferred rupees, to be completely honest. Actually, don't I have all of the bombs? All of the bombs? Yes, I do. I certainly do. Where did the Skull Kid go? Is he over here? I can't see his lantern. That's not a good sign. It's never a good sign when you can't see the lantern. So I'll have to have a good look in this area. Shit. There he is. I'd be lost without that light. It actually might be the case that he is intentionally leading us through the Sacred Grove. Or the Lost Woods that leads to the Sacred Grove. There you go. So therefore, he is intentionally leading us to the Sacred Grove. There you go. What? Why do I have a rupee? I think I picked up 2, actually. I see a Poe. I don't have much interest in them, but it's good to know that there's one in here. What the fuck? Where is he? I must be going past him. In fact, I'm definitely going past him. I have to find him in this area, because he's not leaving this place. You know what? I think I know where he is. I need to shoot him down with a bow. He must be on a... or in a tree branch. On a tree branch or in a tree branch? He is in a tree on a tree branch. There you fucking go, you little bastard. English lessons with Doomlink. I was so excited when the notification came up. I was moist, knowing it was Skyward Sword. Well, it's not a matter of knowing, is it? Because you were under the misapprehension that it was Skyward Sword. It's definitely not Skyward Sword. I might do a bit of Skyward Sword later on tonight. I don't know. It depends on my mood, but yeah. Have some Twilight Princess instead. Now we can continue straight ahead because he has opened the path. It feels good to be playing on the European version though. For the longest time I didn't want to record it, but now that I can actually use Action Replay to run my disc in 480p, I think it's a good idea to record the European version, and I will actually do the same with Wind Waker once I'm done with this livestream playthrough. Do not expect a 100% run, by the way. Don't expect that at all. Let's see how I fare with the Skull Kid here. Just fucking shoot him immediately. Of course, we are at risk of being flinched by his friends, so we just have to be nice and accurate. There we go. And I would say one more time we'll do it. Because usually when you need to do something repeatedly in Zelda, it needs to be done 3 times. It's nice of them to actually show us where he is in relation to our current position as well, by zooming out into the third-person view behind Link. Very nice of them to do that. That was fun, he says after having, like, 6 arrows lodged into his head. I'll tell you what, I'll let you into a secret place. It's not very secret, I've been there. I've been there. In fact, you were the one who led me here last time. I suppose amnesia really is a fairly understandable result of being... Oh no, I was a wolf last time. Understandable. Understandable. I was going to say that amnesia would be an appropriate result of being physically beaten so many times, but... I was a wolf last time, so I suppose he doesn't recognize me. A lot of other people do for some reason, but he does not. The Sacred Ancient Forest. So this was what they were talking about. Weren't you here with me? Oh, I suppose she didn't know to what they were referring. I mean, really. Is it not obvious? Oh, no. 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 Wait, hold on. Didn't I do this very recently? I feel like I did this so recently. I guess that's how recently it was when I was doing the... Wait. Oh no, this is to gain access to the... Is it to gain access to the Master Sword? I don't remember. No, it's not. This is to gain access to the Master Sword. Right, so I don't have to do this fucking puzzle again. They are already in position, okay? I don't have to worry about doing that stupid puzzle, thank God. I just have to return the Master Sword to the pedestal and then that will... Then I'll become the hero of time, I'll become a child and all that. Return strike. That's fine. Put the old sword in. Actually, no, it opens a gate into the past. Or a door, whatever you want to say. I'm going to get another cider. I do have some more in the fridge. I've got 3 out at the moment. I actually misplaced my bottle opener in the move, so I instead have to use my Swiss Army knife. So, oh well. I've been doing that for a while now. Bottle openers are not all that expensive to replace, as I'm sure you can appreciate, but I technically have one by way of my Swiss Army knife, so that's fine. I'll just keep using that until I find my actual bottle opener. Oh, goodness me. Now it's time for, well, it's time for the Temple of Time. Yeah. It's a bit of a catchy phrase, isn't it? I bet you're even more excited to see what lies ahead now. And, of course, this is not something to be annoyed about, the fact that we have to engage in combat with these enemies again. This is very good, because this will, of course, create a warp point. Although I think that's 5 that we need to deal with, and that's not all that exciting. Come on, I'll do this then. Fuck it. I can. Yeah. Try to get you taken care of. I need to kill the one that is apart from the others, because he is the one who is at risk of reviving 2 others. Alright, now I need to get both of you. No, get over here. Excuse me. Very good, very good. I almost missed the other one, that would have been very annoying. Okay. And we even got a heart back. I was in need of one. I was in desperate need of one. Not really. Alright, next dungeon. Let's open the door. No, but you see, I didn't actually open it. I stood there and it opened, so I did not open it. If you understand. But let's not get caught up on technicalities. I do love this, though. That's exactly what ruins are like, though. You almost can't imagine how different something would have looked when it wasn't a fucking ruin. I mean, this is totally different to what we were just looking at, but actual ruins are like that. It's kind of amazing to think about. Anyway, I believe that, I think it's the one on this side. When we get the Dominion Rod, we can pull that owl statue out and there will be a piece of heart behind that. How are we going for pieces of heart? Oh, we only need 2 more. There you go. I think we'll be able to get those in this dungeon. And that may or may not include that one there. Hello. Alright. I didn't know what the hell I was going to get. I was almost concerned. But it's just 10 rupees. Let's relax. These 2 are sitting here in the right place. You guys sure waited a while for me to move you, didn't you? As far as who moved you out of place, well, no, I suppose it would have been more recent when they were moved out of place. It was probably Ganondorf or Zant or someone that moved them out of place. Am I going the right way? Do I need to strike that? I think I do. Yes, I think that opens a stairway up into there or something, doesn't it? Let's strike it then. Rather reminiscent of the stairways that appeared in the Temple of the Gods in Wind Waker. I don't know if it was necessary for us to watch you run all the way up, honestly. Hidden stained glass window. Alright. No, I was unsheathing my sword, but I've been interrupted. So we're almost an hour in because I was having to deal with bullshit relating to my capture card. Actually, probably more like 45 minutes. Okay, that was a nice pan into my head and then back facing the other way. I think we'll start off by placing a pot here. Oh, fuck me, sideways. I only just got started. Leave me alone, Midnight. Actually, now that I recall, I do have Tron in the chat. The only person who seems to not like Midna on the face of the earth. What's wrong with you, man? Get help. Don't you think there's something odd about that statue? In the grove and in the temple entry, there were always matching ones on each side, but there's only one here. Why don't you use your senses to take a look around? Okay, fine, if that's how you want me to do it. Whoa! What's that supposed to mean? Is that to suggest that there was... that the statue emitted a scent? It was secreting some sort of pheromone that Wolflink can smell to then create an image, like an after image of where it once stood? I don't get it. Anyway. We need to find the other statue in this temple that matches that one. Okay, well that was riveting, but I must move on. Pick you up and put you down. If you end up destroying all of the pots, that might be an issue. Oh no. No, as I recall, we do need to bring this with us. But you can also bring a pot instead. I don't really... So the point is that you do need a pot here, as I recall. Otherwise you won't be able to bring this up. There we go. Now, as far as Breath of the Wild is concerned... Oh, you're gonna have a chat to me? Why do I have to drop that to be able to have a conversation with this person? Not so fast. At last, this is it. This is where I've been trying to get to. The ancient technology of our people sleeps in this place. We've searched all over, and now we're so close I can smell it. Once we find that thing, we can go home at last. Oh, gracious yes. Young man, we're so close, so please help us find what we're looking for. Alright. I suppose I don't have much of a choice in the matter this time. If I had, prior to this point, made the decision to actively avoid picking up the pot, or rather opening the pot that had contained within it Uku, that's what you're called, yes, Uku, then, unfortunately, I don't have a choice in the matter this time. Yeah, whatever, Tron. Seek help. I've literally got... My two viewers currently are on two opposite ends of a spectrum. I seem to recall that last time I commented on Midna in the presence of Ethan, he said words to the effect of... Well, actually I can't even paraphrase it. It had something to do with wanting to fuck her. Perhaps. But anyway, compare that to Tron, who's screaming in all caps, "She's a bitch!" So, yeah. Apparently we don't need to bring that thing with us. In fact, I don't think we can. So why did I... Maybe I didn't need a pot after all. Maybe I was being a bit dramatic. It must have been a memory of something that I had previously misunderstood. Maybe that was my first impression a long time ago, and ever since, I've been unable to actually learn that I have no need for that little wait when I continue on. Anyway, let's go and use the claw shot. What am I doing? Oh, right, yeah. Well, that sort of makes the... Does that not make the claw shot unnecessary? Whatever. I misunderstood what needed to be done. I've got some arrows, which is somehow reassuring. What's the point of the target there, then? Is that... I guess that's in the event that for some reason that gets broken and then I can actually get out. It's there just in case. I actually was trying to do a spin attack, but anyway. There we go. Now for a Lizzlefoes. Last time I fought you fuckers, I was playing a much worse Zelda game. It's called Skyward Sword. Bit of a different experience, I have to say. The sword I'm using is rather strong. I won't deny that. I'm trying to do a finishing move on the other guy. Stop being so desperate for attention. I need to do a different spin attack. Here we go. Need one of those. Very good. Hello. You have now awoken. Alright, I'll stand straight on and do a spin. Nope. Alright, you're starting to annoy me now. There we go. Get out of his range. Okay. Well, that was great. Is this a dungeon key or a map? It is a map. Presumably, yes. Because if it were a key, he wouldn't be searching inside the chest like that. Apparently you can just take it straight out, but if it's not a key, he has to die. I mean, I don't know why I was rolling, admittedly. I need to get these keys out of here. Just them flying around is causing issues for me. I do realise that the other one did not end up on the Switch, okay? I'm not going to be confused that the door's not open. I didn't actually have to use a pot. Could have used one of those weights over there. Actually, I do realise that you have yet to do anything that is going to either threaten or annoy me, but that is literally what you were born to do. So I'm going to put you out of your misery before you have time to bother me. What the hell was that? Okay, I get it. You're the invincible bat. At the bottom of my dashboard I have a message saying, like the app, and it says, I have the choice of either saying love it or hate it. I'm going to take a neutral point of view and remove the message. I haven't been able to work out if it's good or bad, but I think to say that I love it would be a little dramatic. I'm not going to start reading what you have to say, Tron, until you get to the point, and then at that stage I will work out whether it's worth actually saying it or not. Okay? So just go for it, you know, get to the punchline and you tell me, or rather I'll tell you if it's worth reading aloud. Oh, well, okay, well that's real helpful, Tron, but I will not be checking the Discord images channel at this stage. I'm trying to play the game. If it's something that you are unable to describe, then it'll just have to wait for later on. There is another Poe in there. I'm not bothering with Poes, honestly, unless you're going for... Well, actually, no, if I do get 30, I think I can get something from him. I can't remember what, but it is something useful. It may be a wallet upgrade. It's probably the wallet upgrade that lets me hold 1,000 rupees. Probably. Or no, perhaps that's Agatha. I keep forgetting. There is something useful if you give... What's his name? Giovanni. 30 Poe souls. There is something useful to be obtained through that. I just can't remember what it is. Alright, well I'll very briefly look at the picture. Alright, sakes. Hakutsuru draft. Shochikubai nigori. Shochikubai premium ginjo. Shochikubai extra hot sake. You're going to have to explain to me what's funny about that. As I sit here now... What, sake? That's it? What do you mean, sake? The fact that they added an S onto sake. Is that what you found funny? Because indeed... Oh, at the restaurant you remembered your sake joke. That is not funny. In fact, your sake joke, just for the record, that's not even immortalized on YouTube. I haven't included that series on YouTube, so... God. And that joke was like a 7 out of 10 at best, man. Anyway. Well, did you ask her if she wanted the sake? See, you have to phrase it in the right way. I'm not even going to reiterate the joke, because it's not worth it. If it were worth it, I'd do it, but it's not, so I won't. How do I get rid of that? That bloody barrier. I'll work it out, I'm sure. Do I need to go to the top here to do it? Oh, I remember how to remove the barrier, yes. You have to actually be in there, and you need to kill all the little insect creatures. It's not all that hard to work out once you're in there. And then we're not going to need the spinner for a while, so I'll get rid of it. We only need it occasionally. I do wish that the spinner did have a bit more use to it, but it doesn't, so that's how it has to be. Basically, we need to bring the weight that's down here and put it here. We need to carry it with us. And while I'm here, I may as well kill the creepy, pregnant insect creatures. They just look pregnant. They look like they're about to spew out tiny fucking eggs everywhere. Well, not eggs, but rather... I mean, they might spew eggs, but I'm a bit more concerned about live young. I don't want any live young coming out. Because that's disgusting, you know, some Goma level shit. Wait, no, Goma does shit out eggs and then they hatch, and as soon as those little two-legged bastards start walking around, I'm of course referring to Goma from Ocarina of Time, they already want your blood. Like, they don't even have a mouth to eat you with, but they're bloodthirsty. There might be a faster way to do this, but they're running away from me, okay? I can only do what I can. That is for sure. If I can't do it, then I'm not going to be doing it, can I? Am I? English lessons with Doomlink. How not to speak. Yeah, right, okay. Good to know. Now, there is... the only reason why we're doing it now is because later on, we do need to have that done, as I recall. I believe it is when we have the statue with us, being commanded by the Dominion Rod. So... we may as well do it now while we're here and not having to deal with the giant. Or the statue, whatever. It's not a giant. It's a large statue that could be referred to as a giant statue. But it is not a giant, that's not what it is. That is the reality. I need a key. Why don't I have a key with me? Fuck off, man. I'm just going based on vague memories of what needs to be done. I seem to need a key to continue through here, so... what's this wait about? Oh, I see, I have another direction to go in. Well, we'll go there first, I suppose. Whoa. I see. I do see. Just as well. If I were hard of seeing, I would be hard of recording as well. That much I can assure myself of. Okay. Right, yeah. I suppose the situation itself would have been more funny than the joke, yes. Well, it is clipped anyway on Twitch, if anyone wants to delve through the 50 billion clips that you've made of my Twitch channel in the last 2 years. Ow. Oh, very good. I can actually attack him before he's properly awakened. I didn't realise that I could do that. I thought it would stand to reason that I would have to wait for him to be revived first. Well, not revived, but rather to wake up. But no, he's just immediately taking the hits, which is great. It's sort of like being attacked and killed before you can even wake up from a sleep, which is a creepy thought, isn't it? You got a small key. That is a key that I indeed require to progress. Which is pretty much how most keys work. There is no such thing as a key in a dungeon in the Zelda series that is not required. Although having said that, there probably are some keys that aren't required. Like you'll probably end up... I can't even remember what game I'm thinking of, but I think there is a Zelda game where you can get more keys than is necessary to actually complete the dungeon. I don't remember which one, but that is definitely the case. It's either that, or I'm getting confused with Dark-Minded Sith's Ocarina of Time Let's Play from like 13 to 14 years ago, when he was emulating it, and I think he had like 1 or 2 more keys than he should have had while going through each dungeon. It might not have been his Let's Play, but it was one of the Let's Plays I was watching. Whoever was emulating it, I don't know. It wouldn't have been something that happened if they were playing on the actual system, that's for sure. I think it was Dark-Minded Sith. Anyway. Why would... You're in a Japanese restaurant. Why would you not have sake on the menu? Like, come on. That's normal. I don't think I've been to a Japanese restaurant where they didn't have sake on the menu. I have not come across that. I'm sure they exist, but not where I'm from. That's for damn sure. Alright. So the way to progress through here is pretty clear. Not much confusion to worry about when it comes to this puzzle. Now I do believe that there's an optional direction to get... Whoa, did you see my arm going nuts there? It's because I pulled out my bow while I was moving and it did something weird. So this is the optional thing. If you get all excited and go to hit the crystal before you've opened this chest, then you won't get the compass. If you don't get the compass, I think you will... I think you'll be able to get through the dungeon all right, but again... I seem to recall that in one of my first playthroughs of Twilight Princess, I didn't actually get the compass of this dungeon, because I just, for some reason, didn't even notice that the chest was there. I must have been momentarily distracted. And then went, oh yeah, crystal. And then went and shot it, and in the end I never saw the compass. Can I hit that from this angle? It looks like I can, but okay, good. I'm glad. You don't normally go to Japanese restaurants? Well, now you know that if you go to a Japanese restaurant, you're likely to find Japanese alcohol. That is how that works. Okay. Oh, I can't do a finishing maneuver on you. I wouldn't mind some sake right now, but I've got cider and also gin, so I think I'll be alright. Okay, I'll do Helm Splitter, okay? Do you want me to... yeah. Just have to remember what I'm capable of. I don't know my own strength, quite frankly. Ugh. Don't walk in there. The perspective got a little bit weird there. Okay, I understand. That was good timing, wasn't it? For me, not for you. There we go. I was thrusting in his rear end, and he died. Which is unfortunate, but inevitable. Because I'm a raging scaly. No, I'm joking, of course. You know, furries and scalies have somewhat taken off. They were a bit of a niche. They were on the dark side of the internet 10 years ago. Now it's like, oh, they've fucking integrated. They're now endemic, and it's kind of freaky. Anyway. And for reasons that I don't particularly want to put on record, I was very well acquainted with a number of furries back in those days. And yeah, basically you had the trifecta. You had the Sonic community, the Brony community, and the furries. Yeah, the furries. And then, next thing you know, it wasn't good enough to be into things with fur. Next thing you know, you've got fish and lizards and dragons. And then you had the scalies. The scalies were on the next level. They were a tier above the furries. I also found that they had considerably... Actually, I'm not going to go into it because I might offend some people. If you're a scaly or a furry, I don't have anything against you personally. I tend to judge people by their character than by what they enjoy. But, yeah. Fucking furries. My personal experience with them is perhaps not a positive one. I would say, you know, there were positives and negatives involved. But most of them did have serious mental problems. Maybe not serious. I mean, you know, they weren't like wheelchair bound, but I mean, they were a bit before you got to that point. They were a few steps down from that. You know, they could function in society, but maybe not all that well. I'm sure they would impress upon you without hesitation that it's by choice, but... Ethan, can you please rewrite that in English? I got the zoophilia part, but the... I mean, perhaps you mean they are prone to zoophilia. Maybe that's what you meant. Why do I have to translate everything that you write, please? You have to get in the habit of checking what's been auto-corrected before you send the message. Jeez. Anyway. Like, of course they're prone to bestiality. They actually think, well, perhaps they don't actually think, they rather wish they were a part of the animal kingdom in a different capacity to the way in which we are part of that as human beings. But anyway. Can't wait for the next playthrough where I do a 3-heart run. It'll happen one day, I'm sure. I haven't done a 3-heart run in a long time. It's been a long time. But it'll happen. Eventually I will have done so many playthroughs that I will have no choice. I actually expect that when I attempt to do a 3-heart run, I'll just take a heart container accidentally. Also, 3-heart runs require that I actively avoid heart pieces. Because I can't just be doing a 3-heart run and I innocently open a chest and it's like, oh, there's a heart piece. And then I innocently do that 5 times in this game and get 4 hearts. That's going to be a serious problem. I need to actually know what is and what isn't a heart container. Which adds a certain degree of effort, I suppose. I actually have to take care with every chest that I open, which is kind of annoying. That would really be the only downside to a 3-heart run. Outside of that, oh god. Yeah, stop it, stop it. Yes, I can move you over here. Understood. There is a chest in this place. Oh, it's over there. Alright, I'll find out what it is. Excuse me. Oh, it actually could very well be something very important. It is something exceedingly important. Jeez. I'm glad that I was paying attention to the map. I saw that there was a chest in this room and I thought, oh, well, fuck it, I'll get some rupees. Next thing you know, it's a key. My presence of mind has assisted me once more. And I'm sure it will do so again in the future. In what game? It could be Twilight Princess. Literally any game I'm willing to do a 3-heart run in. It depends on how many times I've played it. Like, Wind Waker, I still need to actually have a full run that's on YouTube. I don't think I've got... No, I do have a full run that's on YouTube. It was my Let's Play of the HD version. Okay. So, I'll do a full run on YouTube of the European version, then I'll do a full run on YouTube with the Japanese version, and then I might consider doing a 3-heart run, keeping in mind that that would essentially mean that I had completed the game in a vanilla capacity 3 times. So, I think by then, I'll be ready to do 3-heart runs. I think Wind Waker would be fun to do a 3-heart run. 3-heart runs are generally fine. Now, if it were 3-heart run, no fairy, that would be a bit of a different story. I'm not sure if I'd be willing to do that, but that's what comes next, I guess. Once I've achieved the 3-heart run with no fairy, then I suppose I would be in a position to evaluate whether or not I'd be willing to do one without having fairies. Because I'd be able to look at how I went. You know, how difficult was it? Did I need to rely on fairies all that much? If the answer to both is no, then I'd go for it. Why not? But for me, collecting heart containers is part of the enjoyment of playing Zelda because it involves building up your character. To forego the collection of heart pieces and heart containers is to sort of forego the building of one's character, which is not what I'm into. Character building is important for me in a video game. Mini-boss time. The epic death mini-boss. I have recollections of back when Link's crossbow training first came out. When was this? Early 2007? I can't remember when Link's crossbow training came out, but my friend got it. And this was actually a boss in Link's crossbow training. And every time we killed him, I would, frame by frame, imitate his death animation. I would drop to my knees and throw the sword on the ground and just, yeah, it was great. I'm not going to go so far as to say that I missed those days, but it was definitely pretty funny. Oh. I can't remember how to fucking fight you, by the way. Yeah, I'll jump out of your range and then I'll do the shield bash. That's a great idea. The strategy... I'm not following it, Doomlink. I'm not following it. Oh, I see. I just need to time the Helm Splitter to coincide with his attack. Yeah. Did you just... again, I'm trying to translate what you've written in my own mind, Ethan, but I think you mean that you need to play Link's crossbow training at some point. At what time do you intend to do that? You can't really emulate that. You actually need it on the Wii. I regret to say that when I traded in my original Wii, I traded in crossbow training and my stupid Wii crossbow thing. Like, it's the gun. I don't think it was just for crossbow training and other such archery games. I think it was also intended to be used with first-person shooter games. Imagine playing Call of Duty with that fucking Wiimote gun setup. That would be kind of fun, actually, to be completely honest with you. I think I'd enjoy that. It would feel very much like an arcade game. Check this out, see that? He drops the fucking sword and... oh, legendary. I found that extremely entertaining when I was young. I still do, it's just that I saw it so many times that it's lost its impact at this stage, but yeah, it's pretty funny. La da da da! We have the Dominion Rod. Now let's leave the dungeon without taking the guy with us. You know, I did that once. I swear to God, I did that. I didn't leave the dungeon, but I actually traversed quite a distance without taking this guy with me. I don't know what the hell I was... I don't know what I was on, but I was on something. I wasn't actually. Don't do drugs, kids. Because I don't. Whoa. I don't know if I'm happy with what he was doing with his head right there. That was a bit creepy. Now generally what I do is I like to keep them a little closer. And then I like to do this. Whoa, no. Well, I've already given away what I was trying to do anyway, so. Can I travel with you? Take me with you! Oh well. Onward. But yeah, of all the dungeons, I would say this is one of the easiest. The boss isn't especially difficult either. The boss is very easy, actually. Armor Gomer. Probably easier than Gomer from Ocarina of Time. Maybe not. That's probably being a bit dramatic. I think that he can actually destroy the fence, can't he? Yes, he can. Can I take you with me for the rest of the game? I find you to be very functional. Where's your bell? Oh, I must take you further. I quite understand. So we do need to use... We're actually not required to use one of these pots. We could alternatively use one of those weights that have the hole. Because the weights with the hole can actually be controlled by us. So we could, from a distance, move them off the switch. But that's not necessary. In fact, I can... What the fuck are you doing? I will use the claw shot because I already have it equipped. This is one way to do this if you don't want to expend your arrows for one reason or another. Might get that heart as well, you know? Seeing as though I've already got the claw shot on hand and I'm in need of another heart. Why the hell not? Alright. So in this situation we can actually make use of the statue to give us access... That's going to hit me. To give us access to this little area. It's not a little area, it's a normal-sized area. It's just how I've decided to phrase it. By the way, you can destroy these. Stop doing that. I mean, you understand the logic. I'm thinking in my head that I'm going to attack it, so I press the B button, because that is subconsciously in my mind the button that I press to actually attack things. But we must make use of our Dominion Rod to do that. We swing our Dominion Rod and our friend mimics us. You don't have to destroy these spikes, but it helps. It certainly does. I can destroy you as well. That might... Oh, that actually is required. Good to know. The more you know, honestly. And actually, it may very well be the case that we do require the Dominion Rod for this, because you can't go up there and pick it up and take it down. You do actually need to make use of the Dominion Rod for this. Is it? Okay. Very good. It is on the Switch. Let's move you forward. Now what I will actually do is I will go AFK briefly. What I'm going to do is take a trip to the bathroom, and I'm also going to put food in the oven. It will take me a very short amount of time. It will only be about 3 minutes maximum. I'm thinking more like 2 minutes to 2.5. Anyway, I'll be back in just a moment. Poop Link Live. Yeah, if only. Of course, Ethan, with his characteristically delightful contributions, says he's pooping, guys. As always. Not the pooping part, but rather him saying that. Oh, come on, open it. Normally I would do it on a table, but when I'm holding it I don't want to go nuts and fucking throw my Swiss Army knife around. Looks like 3 ciders will do it for me for this recording. I think I'm quite happy with that. I think it might be raining outside as well. It's been raining on and off today. I enjoy a bit of rain. Not when I'm trying to dry my clothes outside, but, you know. I mean, that was great. I had to fucking save my work pants and then put them on a spin cycle because they got drenched. I thought it was safe, and the next thing you know, I got a little bit immersed in Elden Ring, and then I hear the ambient sound of rain, and then I'm like, oh fuck, my pants are out there. So I had to go on a rescue mission for my pants. Personally, I use a Swiss Army knife to poop. Well, Tron, I'm very glad to hear that. I don't know what I would have done without hearing that, actually. My life would have been less complete, I suppose. Alright, so this is a bit of a process. Essentially, I don't know if I want to deal with all these little bastards, but basically we need to get a few... I actually quite enjoyed seeing Link put a hand on the hilt of his blade, like that. But yes, we do need to get all of these weights down. There are some more, actually. I think there are a total of 4. Maybe even more. But basically, we need as much weight as we can possibly get onto here. Throw. Actually, do I really want to do that? Probably not. Let me just throw these over here for now. I can transfer the weight as I like, except when I do that. Got a very itchy nose. Aside from that, what I will do is I will bring the... Wait, where is he? Where did he go? Where is my... Oh, here he is. Fucking hell. Didn't know where he was. I'm thinking, did I... I was quite sure that I had brought you with me. I didn't forget to put you in your last bell. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put him on the scales now. That way we have a clearer idea of what's needed to get him across. Alright. Oh, that's quite fine. Now, I believe the other one... is... There it is. I just spotted it. It's just in the distance over here. We can stop that. Pull it off like that. So essentially you would be one short and you wouldn't know what to do, but the reality is that there is just one hiding over there. Oh no, there are more. So actually maybe that was an inaccurate theory. Okay, I've done this a number of times on camera already, so there you go. Let's not forget that I've done a live stream playthrough of the Japanese version of this game and the HD version. I did a live stream playthrough of the HD version, and then, back to back, I recorded the Japanese version immediately after. And then I took a bit of a break, and now I'm doing the European version. I might like Twilight Princess, but there's no proof of that. There's no proof. I'm partially obsessed, actually. I'm probably going to need the other one, too. Hopefully that landed on it and didn't glitch out on the side. No, it didn't. Alright, that's probably going to equalize out, is it? No, it's not. Fucking Christ. Alright, I have to get the other one now. Hopefully I'm not bothered by any of these pregnant acronids. Arachnids. Acronid. What is an acronid? Sounds like an alien species. Arachnid. There you go. So it's a mixture of acrid and arachnid. It's an acrid arachnid, which makes it an acronid. There you go. So, someone, if anyone wants to fucking copyright that, fuck you. Give me a share of the moolah, okay? Then I'm happy. Alrighty, there are probably others hidden around as well. I wouldn't doubt that. Now let's see if that... Still! What is actually wrong with me? They're on the wrong fucking side. I knew this, but I kept on throwing them on the wrong side. I knew that I needed to come onto this side and throw them over there, but for some reason, in a moment of absent-minded stupidity, I kept on throwing them on this side. God. Yeah, needless to say, we didn't need more weight on this side. We've got plenty of that. Alright. I'm sure someone was screaming at me, someone who was paying attention. Alright, now that should equalize out. Let's have a look. Or not. Okay, I'll throw one more over there. That should now be fine, right? No? Don't play this game with me, man. I may have a lot of patience, but this is more than I... What? Okay, I guess it can't be flat. Am I right in assuming that? Are you shitting on my fucking face right now? Alright, I get the fucking point. Apparently it does help to have a few more on that side. What am I missing? What have I done wrong? Shit. I'm definitely doing something wrong. I must have to stand on this side and then move it while standing on this side. That must be the only way to do it. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, I must have to be standing on this side of the scales. Can this please work? If this doesn't work, I'm going to be terribly confused. Okay, it does work. We're under control now. Probably. Alright. Now get off. Head on over there. Push him out of the way. It's a little bit slow going. It's not much of a puzzle, but it is certainly time consuming and slightly annoying as well. Yes, I would hope you would know what's wrong, Tron. It's not all that hard to work out. I'm just being slightly retarded. Fuck! Hopefully that's enough. Is that enough? No, of course not. It doesn't even have to meet that. It can also go higher. I don't mind. I'm not especially concerned. I have done this a few times. You'd think I'd have it down pat. Alright. Come now, statue. My servant. Very good. I could also make use of you to kill the arachnids. Whether or not they're arachnids, I couldn't even say. That's just a guess. I'm not going to sit here and count the legs, but they certainly look like that. And they're also gross. Please read my other comments. Okay. Well, are you saying that Kingdom Hearts came to the Switch but it never got a physical copy? I don't really care either way. I don't even know if I like the Kingdom Hearts series, to be honest. I haven't played it yet. Ethan is waiting very patiently for me to play the first one. I will play it. Hand on heart, I swear to God I will play it. I'm not stalling, I'm not doing anything of the sort. It will happen, it's just that I've got so much stuff that I'm recording. I'd like to think that the sheer amount of stuff that I'm recording will, as the weeks go on, very clearly present itself. Because I am at this stage trying to address all of the recording series that I have neglected recently. That is what I'm trying to do. And this is like So I did Skyward Sword, I did Symphony of the Night, I've done this game. Was there another one that I did that I haven't touched for a while? Possibly. Oh, never mind, I somehow thought that I had an access point here to bring the statue over. I do not. Oh well. I misunderstood. But yeah, I will definitely get it, for sure. I'll get it on PlayStation 2, I'll get the actual game disc, and I'll play it. It'll be an authentic experience of Kingdom Hearts. And you promised the Star Wars Episode 3 for Game Boy Advance. That will also come. Not just Episode 3, but Episode 1, 2, and 3. It will happen. I will do all of the bad fucking Game Boy Advance games. I swear to you. It'll happen. I want to actually have a series where I intentionally do bad games. I have to find a name for it. Quite frankly, if I had already made the series when starting the Pokemon Snap recordings, I would have included that in the series, but it ended up being the case that Pokemon Snap wasn't too bad after all. Like, it wasn't fucking terrible. It was alright. The thing with Pokemon Snap was that I had always viewed it to be more of a joke game. Like, I never thought that it would be enjoyable. I didn't go into Pokemon Snap and then come out of it feeling like I had just, like I was reborn. Like, I had a massive paradigm shift and I'm now suddenly obsessed with both Pokemon and Pokemon Snap. It was more a case of, well, I had always looked upon this game as being just a bit of a joke, a bit of a waste of time, but having played it, it was fine. Like, for its time, when did it come out? Like, 1998, 1999, something like that? I think it was 99. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. So, yeah. And it was also the first game to show three-dimensional Pokemon. So it has historical significance as well. So, yeah, I don't really have anything to complain about. Sonic Unleashed for Wii. Tron, you're so fucking out of date. I did an entire livestream playthrough of Sonic 2006. I did that last year. You missed the entire thing, clearly. That's been done. And it was fucking shit. You are free to go and watch those recordings. There was a lot of laughter, and then as the game continued on, a lot of frustration. Because it's terrible. But anyway. I was so disappointed with that game. I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't realize that it would insult my intelligence to that degree. I had no idea. Oh, I suppose I can possibly access that? How do I access that? By standing here and somehow hitting the crystal? Oh, somehow hitting the crystal? Just give it a try, Doomlink, you'll find it's not all that hard. Yeah. That wall just passed through the statue, yeah. Anyway, this is a heart piece, I think. This was the... Remember when I said that there were 2 heart pieces involved in this dungeon? This was one of the ones that I had in mind. Oh, okay, so... That's a bit of a plot twist. Apparently, the Game Boy Advance version of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is better than the PlayStation 2 counterpart. How the fuck they ended up having a Game Boy Advance version of a PS2 game being better than the PS2 version, I've got no idea. I will hesitate to refer to the Game Boy Advanced version as a port, because I don't know how that worked. They might have released alongside one another, I just don't know. But the point is that that's pretty sad. Because Game Boy Advance, assuming of course that it's 3D. Kingdom Hearts in my mind is a 3D game, so how the fuck they ended up having the Game Boy Advance version being better? Can't imagine it. Literally cannot imagine it. Unless they took on a classic turn-based RPG style in 2 dimensions for the Game Boy Advance version. At that point, I could understand, because, yeah, that sounds more fun. That sounds more fun than almost everything that's 3-dimensional in basically the mid-90s to mid-2000s period. What am I doing? I'm a little confused here. I suppose all I can do is try to hit that. And then maybe the... Oh, I see. It moves the one... Okay. I understand. Of course, it wasn't especially complicated, but the point is that I had a misunderstanding as to which... Well, I had a misunderstanding as to what was going to move, okay? But I worked it out in the end. Come on. Go into the bell and take me with you. Take me with you. No. It knows I'm not a statue. Oh, goodness. It's real-time combat in 2D. Okay. Okay. It does sound better. Quite honestly. I will play both, okay? If I play the first Kingdom Hearts game... Wait, does Chain of Memories come after Kingdom Hearts 2? I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 2 is on the PlayStation 2. Either way, I can assume it comes after the first Kingdom Hearts. If I deem that it's a series worth properly giving a try, like properly, I will play both the PS2 version and the Game Boy Advance version, and I will give you my opinion on that. So, what do you mean, how dare you? I don't know anything about it, Tron. I'm not going to automatically assume that it's worth playing just because some people get weak in the knees over it. I'm not going to jump to any conclusion. I happen to be a bit of an iconoclastic character. Looks like I have to move my little pathway a little higher up. I don't know how to refer to this. It's a pathway. That's how we're going to call it. I apologize if I ever rub my glass against the microphone. As you can see, this glass has quite a wide shape to it. So between getting this on my mouth and, yeah, it's rather easy to inadvertently rub it against the foam of my microphone. And I apologize for that. I can't control the camera right now. Maybe that's always been the case when I'm controlling these things. And I've only just noticed. If I could be slightly more observant, that would be great. Well, I think everyone hates Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll tell you what, the only thing that I know about Kingdom Hearts is that when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, there was an uproar. That's what I remember. The uproar was so great that I actually was cognizant of it. I made it a point to not pay attention to anything that I wasn't playing, and yet I still seem to recall that Kingdom Hearts 3 caused an uproar. Like something fucking happened, and I was sort of there for that. Sort of. Oh, it seems that these things respawn anyway, so I actually entirely wasted my time killing all these enemies just to remove the barrier last time I was here. It's good to know. It also so happens that it's very easy to kill these guys when you do actually come here with the statue. Wow. My heart was in the right place, but I ended up wasting my time. It's Stop it. No, no, no. No. Kill him. Alright, that's it. I've had my fun. Ow. Take me with you. Please, don't leave me here. Well, anyway, I'm moving on. I know that there's a Poe in here, I don't care. I'm moving on. I've got a dungeon to complete. I've got a spider to kill. No, but this is the... Tron. I had nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts, as if I would know anything about the game being delayed. The game being delayed is for people who actually know about it and care about it. Before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, I had heard of the name, but I didn't know anything about it, wasn't interested. And then I think sometime after Kingdom Hearts 3 had come out and the internet had a meltdown about Kingdom Hearts 3 being an embarrassment or something like that. Whoa. Whoops, I've left my guardian behind. That's extremely fucking annoying. Because it seems that I now have to do this crap again. I've called it a guardian, I don't think it's actually called a guardian. It's probably more like a fucking statue thing. But yeah, I remember checking video for... No, actually, this would have been after I had... This was not shortly after Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, this was a number of years after. I had become friends with Ethan by this time. And I think Ethan sent a clip of Kingdom Hearts and I was like... This is Kingdom Hearts? I had always imagined some sort of RPG, like a JRPG with very medieval, I suppose, aesthetics. Something fairly traditional, and then next thing you know, I'm looking at, like, Donald fucking Duck and Goofy. I'm like, what is going on? What is this? I actually couldn't believe it. I was beside myself. I couldn't believe that this is what Kingdom Hearts was. Because I'm telling you now, the name Kingdom Hearts does not in any way square with what I ended up seeing. It was like, what? I'm sure there's a reason why I called it a Guardian, but anyway. That's the name that sprung to mind in that moment. But yeah, I'd never seen gameplay of Kingdom Hearts. I'd only ever heard of the name prior to 3 coming out. And had only ever heard about how 3 sucked when it came out. Kind of like how I didn't really know anything about 3D Final Fantasy until 13 came out and everyone was like, whoa, this is the worst game ever made. The only Final Fantasy games I'd played before 13 came out were like, you know, among the first 5. I can't remember which ones I played. I played like 1. It was either 4 or 5, I don't remember which one. Might have been on the Game Boy Advance, I don't remember now. Alright, so I do this every single time. Every fucking time I play this dungeon, I forget the boss key. Every time. I don't know where it is. This is the reason why I hate this dungeon. Because I come in here absent-mindedly enjoying myself. Oh, this is an easy dungeon, pretty cruisy. Next thing you know, I'm at a boss door without a boss key. Now, I didn't actually get to the boss door. It's because I have recently fucking done this that I realized immediately from every single attempt at this dungeon that I've done, whether it be in recent history or going back to when I first played it, I forgot the boss key for this fucking dungeon. It's because it's so easy to go past. It's fucking illogical. It's stupid. Now I have to backtrack through the stupid dungeon to get the boss key. What was an enjoyable dungeon very quickly becomes a waste of my goddamn time when I have to go and backtrack through the stupid thing. I already have to go all the way through it and then all the way back with the stupid statue, and now I have to try and get the boss key. It's not hard to get. I remember that much, but God. One thing I seemingly am just totally unable to remember is to get the damn boss key when I come through here. Seriously. Ugh, okay. Now, what am I doing? I would love to be able to claw shot to the other side of that, but no, I have to instead weigh down these switches. Fuck off, keys. Seriously. I don't have time for you. I'm on a mission, and I can tell you my mission does not involve killing you, although I'm quite tempted to do it now. Get over here. I'm not going to go near that keys. I'm not going to deal with you. I have a boss key to acquire. I've already dealt with this room before, okay? I've already dealt with it. I'm not going to take my time with it. I'm not going to enjoy myself. I have an objective. And that is getting the boss key. And anything that stands between me and that objective is not going to be dealt with. It is rather going to be flatly ignored. Because I just don't have the time or the patience. Fuck me. Alright. Come on. Now. Stop! Where are the chests? Wait. Don't tell me it's over there. Where do I get a key? No, I think it's in floor or on floor 7. I think it's on floor 7. I don't think it's that room back there. Fuck. This is so annoying. I hate this so much. I almost can't believe this shit. I do have my food in the oven. It's on a timer, so it will stop when it needs to, but completing this dungeon is the fucking priority right now. Just in case anyone was wondering if I'm going to suddenly start smelling burnt food. Anyway. I can't believe I'm fucking doing this. You know what I'll be doing, don't you? I'll be resetting when I get that boss key, because I'm not going to manually make my way back. And I'm sure that's what I've done every single time. I'm actually quite eager to check both fucking recordings that I've done prior to this one where I was doing this dungeon and I forgot the boss key. Stop it. In fact, I'm interested to see if the Let's Play that I did in 2016 of this game had me make the same mistake, and if I did make the same mistake, I'll do a fucking compilation, I swear to you, of me forgetting the boss key of this stupid dungeon. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I might have remembered it in my actual Let's Play of it. I'm not sure if I did. Oh, here we go. We've got a theory on our hands. Do you think this link is linked to the link in a link to the past, or is this link linked to the link in Link's Awakening, or is this link not linked to any other links? Because although I think the game stinks, I think the link in Link's Crossbow Training is linked to the link in Link Between Worlds, and linked to the link in Adventures of Link. Your epistemological analysis of this particular link's relevance and connection to other Zelda games is both profoundly appreciated and terribly undervalued, I would imagine, by many people, but your contribution is not lost on me, and I thank you for that. Fucking shit! Get the hell over here. I'm having a terrible time and I'm sick of it. Get me out of here. Get me to the fucking boss key. Did I go past it? I probably went past it, didn't I? Yeah, I think it's in... It's probably in there. It's probably in the room I just went past. Sorry, I was so distracted by that comment that I just didn't really know what to do with myself. Now, how do I get the boss key? Oh, I understand. I'm not happy about it at all. I'm actually really fucking annoyed by it because now I have to get all the weights again. Oh my god. Okay. Don't worry, Doomlink. Patience, I find, is actually very much a virtue. Come on, pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. And that is a Bill Hicks impression. No, that's an impression of a Bill Hicks impression of a Western movie. And when I say Western, I mean like Wild West. If you know what I mean. Pick it, pick it. Stop! Fuck, look, if it seems as if I'm half-assing it, it's because I am. I just want to get to the boss key with as little effort employed as possible. That's what I want. Fucking shit. He capitalized although in the middle of what was supposed to be a question and didn't put a question mark at the end. Well, quite frankly, that's only the beginning of what's wrong with what he said, but you know. Come to think of it, that's all on the wrong fucking side. I need this on the other side. Jesus. Go over there. Yeah, you also need to... Like, if you've got a copy pasta that's grammatically incorrect on two fronts, it says a whole lot about you. Not to be offensive, but fuck me sideways, man. Don't actually fuck me sideways. It's like having a meme that's grammatically incorrect. And I see a lot of those, particularly ones posted by Southeast Asians. That's what I've come to realise. I've got nothing against Southeast Asians, it's just, you know, that's what they post. It's not my fucking... It's not my fault. Alright, so I think this can go up another level. Am I right in saying this? What if I go up on here? Can I claw shot to something? What's going on? Don't fucking tell me that I never had to do this in the first place. Wait. What's going on? Have I... Oh my god. I think I did this last time. I'm telling you, this is like the ultimate deja vu. What I did right there is exactly what I probably did several times previously. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It really is. Okay, so I think I can, from here, use my spinner. It's so bad. Like, I'm making the same mistakes every time I play this game. Because not enough... Or rather, so much time has passed between each recording that I just don't remember what I should or shouldn't be doing. Anyway. No, capitalizing the although does not assist in reading it faster. Furthermore, adding a question mark at the end of the sentence, which is to say the very last character appearing in the sentence, is not going to prevent me from reading it quickly. Okay? The lack of commas isn't a matter of correctness or incorrectness, that is purely stylistic. But the capitalization of although and the lack of a question mark are unfortunately incorrect. can live with not capitalizing the name Link. Oh, I can't. That bothers me terribly. I hate these little bastards. Get over here. Stupid creature. Alright, give me the boss key, please. I'm begging you. On bended legs, I beg you to give me this fucking boss key already. No, stop. Whatever you're doing, stop it. I thought I had the claw shot equipped, okay? I certainly did before, but I needed the spinner for something. Oh my fucking god, how much do I need to work for this? I don't deserve this crap. Anyway. Patience is a virtue, that's for sure. I'm going to assume you're from Adelaide. Why Adelaide? Where did that come from? I've never had a person in my entire life assume I was from Adelaide. That is extremely unusual and manifestly inexplicable. I don't even know what to say to that. That's probably the funniest thing you've said so far. I'm assuming you're from Adelaide. That's a new one. Oh right, so this is open. Very good. The closest relationship between me and Adelaide is that if I had a daughter, I'd probably name her Adelaide, because I think it's a pretty female name. But outside of that, I have no relationship with Adelaide whatsoever. I've never been there, I don't know anyone from there, and I'm certainly not attached to the place. But it's correct. Oh, okay. Okay. It sure is, isn't it? I mean, I'd like to have gone to South Australia, but I haven't, I regret to say. I don't know what it is about my demeanor or how I speak that has you so utterly convinced that I'm from Adelaide that you think I'm bullshitting right now, but I'm really not from Adelaide. I'm sorry. Of course, again, the date's wrong. Just for anyone who's not aware of this fact, the date's wrong. I'm not going to continue playing, please take me back. I'm now going to hopefully be returned to the start of the dungeon. That is my hope. I don't even know where that's from, but, or rather where that's located. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Turok? Turok? I don't know. But yes, we'll go with that. That's where I'm from. I'm a native. I went bush long ago and I came back and this is how I ended up. Alright, now it's time for us to take on this boss. I'm ready. Suppose I can throw that, that's fine. This is the last puzzle of the dungeon, I think I can manage. Pick it up. Oh, I see. You're about to die, my friend. I don't mean to lead you off a cliff edge, but... I was so eager to lead him to his death that I actually completely ruined it for myself. Anyway. Let's try that again. No, not the claw shot. Stop it. Try again. Very good. Goodbye. I've now dispatched 2 of your kind. And with the utmost candor, I say that it gives me great pleasure to have done so. Alright. Well, that only leaves Tasmania because the rest of Australia doesn't make sense. Okay, well, we'll go with that because I love Tasmania. I have been there, and I would possibly like to live there one day. So yes, we'll go with that. No, mate, I'm from Cairns. I'm from Cairns, mate. I'm from fucking Cape York, mate. Cairns. I'm not from Cairns. Because you've got two types of people. People from Cairns and people who aren't from Cairns. People who are from Cairns say Cairns. C-A-N-S. People who are not from Cairns say Cairns. I don't know what that's about, but... yeah. No, I had Queensland on the mind and I thought, well, what's the most... well, I mean, you've got a few places in Queensland that are fairly identifiable, but Cairns is what sprung to mind. You creepy spider. Get over here. Open your eye. It's very off-putting, actually. See those legs moving around in that way. I'm waiting very patiently. Thank you. Fucking hell. Alright, so I need to go and... hurry up. Fucking shit, I'm out of range of it. There we go. So that's how we make use of the Dominion Rod for this boss. We're not exclusively making use of the owl. We're not exclusively making use of the bow, although it is absolutely essential for this boss. To actually deal proper damage to it, we do need to take control of these statues in the boss room to hit the boss in question. Ew, stop it. Well, I definitely need to kill these things because whether they were bothering me or not, by flinching me, I wouldn't want to deal with them because they're gross. Stop it. Thank God your children decided not to bother me. I must have instilled fear within them by killing their siblings. Although they seem quite eager to attack me now. Stop it. Shit, stop laying eggs. What's wrong with you? Take charge of your feminine instincts and just fucking stop. Not everyone wants to deal with your fucking children. Particularly not me. Alright, okay, I get it. Yeah. Oh, well, you're laser focused on me, get it? Because he's got a laser focused vibe, yeah. Anyway. I can't. I'm too worried about your brethren. Your children, in fact. You just killed your own children, what's going on? You're definitely a spider. I'm not saying that spiders typically do that, I'm just saying that one way in which we differ from some animals and other creatures on the planet is that we definitely do not eat our young and we definitely do not leave them to die or anything like that. I got him. Or her, whatever the fuck it is. I guess if it lays eggs and shits out young, it's female. That's how we know. Alright. That's Armageddon. I drove a budget truck from Coolangatta to Cairns. That was the worst moment of my life. That's a long drive, man. That's a long fucking drive. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh shit. The fight's not over. I keep forgetting this. I can actually just use my bow. Goodbye. That's disgusting, actually. But anyway, it's over now. I don't have to remain disgusted. It's in the past. I can move on now. Three of the mirror shards are ours. Just one left. Link. You saw how nasty that monster was, right? Yeah, it was fucking nasty. It had an eyeball for an ass. The evil within the shards is more powerful than you can imagine. If it involves, as Tron says, being able to see out of my own arsehole, then that sounds pretty evil. You know, we could be assembling something truly terrible here. It could be something that we'll ultimately have to destroy. Well, if it involves destroying you, Midna, I'll protect it with my life. I'll lay down my life to protect it. Whoops. I bumped my tripod. We have to hurry. Let's find the last shard, Link. Yes, let's do that. We have to reach the sky. That's where the last shard is supposed to be. Yes. Quite frankly, your beseeching hand wave almost distracted me from picking up my heart container. But it's alright. I'll get you out of here. You're sure there's nothing else you need to do, right? I'm pretty sure I'm done with this disgusting spider den. Get me out of here now. I do want to save. I'm quite eager to do that. Yes, Tron. Actually, I would ask that very question. In fact, I wouldn't ask, I would tell her to do it. With immediacy and alacrity. Alright, let's go and get that other heart piece. In fact, that should give us another heart container, shouldn't it? It should and it shall. It should and it shall. I'm pleased to inform you all. So, in a sense, I did end up doing some heart piece collecting anyway. I'm glad. I had decided not to, and... Oh, speaking of collecting, let's go and get this golden bug while we're here. It seems like a female snail. Now, those of you who are wondering how the fuck I can work that out from here, don't worry. Don't worry about it. You know that girl Agatha? If I'm gonna be her husband, I gotta know a thing or two about bugs. When she has my kiddo, when she's pregnant. Oh, I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's move on. Well, it's a Poe. Well, I really don't take interest in them, but admittedly, I did say that getting 30 Poes is worthwhile. And I need 5 more, so may as well. You got the Poe's soul. Very good. Well, I'm happy to have reminded you of something that really bears no resemblance whatsoever to the game I'm playing right now, and I do thank you terribly, Tron, for informing me of that. Now we're back in our time. I felt like the hero of time for just a moment. They both use swords, they sure do. I have to say that Twilight Princess and Devil May Cry 3 are almost indistinguishable. The only difference is that I'm wearing a silly green outfit. Well done, adventurer. Uku sees what she was looking for. Goodness yes, it's the Dominion Rod you found in the temple, which has probably already lost its juice. But that thing has been around for quite some time. I can see from here that its magic has been exhausted. Oh, what am I to do? I thought at last I could return to the sky. And I have completely forgotten the spell that would once again bestow it with magic. You being able to cast spells is such an absurd thought that I don't even have anything to say in response to that. It can't be helped. I suppose I'll just have to look for the statues that respond to the rod. It's decided. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do indeed. Well, Uku is on her way. See you again. Yeah, bye. Take your son with you, for fuck's sake. Hey, wait, what did you do to the Dominion Rod? She didn't do anything. She knows about it. She was able to see that it had lost its strength, but she didn't suck the strength out of it. I suppose a useless rod is really just more baggage, but what are you going to do? Well, I'm not going to throw it in the garbage, am I? I'm going to go to Hyrule Castle Town and just drop it in the nearest sanitary bin that I can find. Did she just say something about returning to the sky? The last piece of the mirror is also said to be in the heavens. Well, it's quite a coincidence, isn't it? If we can restore magic to the Dominion Rod, maybe it'll come in handy. Yes, I'm sure it would. But I must say that it is time for me to finish up. We are 2 hours and 22 minutes into this recording, and while I'm not in any great rush to finish up on account of how long I have been recording, I am in something of a rush to finish up because I'm actually rather hungry, and I don't really have anything to do right now in the game that doesn't lead up to the next dungeon. So I'd like to save this for the next recording. The next recording will probably be a long one. I generally take a while to get through the Sky Temple. But that's just me. Ew, chicken tits. That's another way to refer to that, I suppose. Anyway, I bid you all farewell. I hope you enjoyed this recording. It's good to be back in Twilight Princess, and good to be back recording older games. I will see you all next time I'm doing Zelda or anything else you'd like to watch, and I bid you all farewell for now. Bye-bye.